know what happened between us.
Leave him be, Armand! I'm remembering it now.
I will spend my life making it up to you.
You'll never make it up to me.
I know.
You will regret this for the rest of your life.
Louis, are we okay?
One more round in the stormy romance of you two. Never been about me.
Funny thing, trying to remember what occupied one's time when one was ignorant of the plotting around him.
Catch a charge, extra large and extra hard. Put this right in your face, swipe your nose like a credit card. Hop on top, I wanna ride. I do a kick, what is inside? Spit in my mouth, look in my eyes. Wet, come take a dive. Tie me up like I'm surprised. That's roleplay. I went the skies. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Make it cream, make me scream. I don't public, make the scene. I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Hey, hello. How is everybody doing? Elle, I already see your comment. Yes, Louis said get a bucket and a mop for this WAP this episode. He said it and I had clutched my pearls. I was like, oh my goodness, Louis, relax. You didn't even say hey to me or nothing. How is everybody doing? Welcome to this good old interview with the Vampire Live, episode 6, y'all. We got 2 more episodes left, and I don't know what I'm going to do after that. If you are just getting here, remember to engage. Hit that like button on all 3 platforms, not just mine, but Kay's as well, and my sweet perspective. Already 67 people all up. Hey, that's what I like to see. Not want to waste any time. Got a surprise for y'all in the bag too. I'm so excited. I'm going to bring out my girl first with her sweet perspective to see what she thought about this episode. Coming to the stage, Ashley, giving it red lipstick and that Morticia Adams wig. Hello, Ashley. How are you doing?
Friend, I'm doing good. You know I gotta pull her out on Tuesday nights and the red lips.
Yeah, I remember mine today.
Yeah, I see, girl. Look good. Now, I've never seen so many willfully ignorant people in my life. The passive aggressive was passive aggressiving, right? The entire episode. I'm excited that my Lestat is back. That's what made the episode for me. But everybody else acting like they couldn't see the signs, like they were deaf, dumb, and blind, literally started to tick me off a little bit. Okay, it started to tick me off a little bit. But Interview with a Vampire season 2 has not disappointed us yet, and I don't intend on it disappointing. It's been great every single episode.
Absolutely. Now, of course, it's not just us. Our girl Kay Bly is also backstage. Can't wait to hear what she has to say about this episode based on what she had to say behind the stage. Coming to the stage, Kay with them books because she reading them. Kay, don't be getting new, and we almost at the end of the series. What did you think about this episode, Kay?
Oh, I loved it.
that ending was like, that was some good cinematography and storytelling right there. That ending was just amazing. And I think Armand has been wrongfully accused. So
Girl,
I'm stick beside him. At 2K, at 2. Already got to deal with the Louis defender that's coming up next. The Superior is in the house and in the back to tell us what she thought about this episode. Come on to the stage, C.
All right. As always, my client Louis is innocent. He has no faults. But let me find out. Wednesdays we wear pink, and Tuesday we wear a red lip because everybody got a little
right. I normally forget, but yeah, I see you just knew what you need to put on. See, so I'm assuming you're still feeling like Louis is innocent even in this episode.
I feel like Louis is tired, man. He's tired. He need a break. He need a break. So we all know who the true villain is in this episode, and it ain't Louis. That's all I'm gonna say. It ain't Louis.
All right, I want to hear you back that up. No, it is not just us. My girl finally came through for an episode, y'all. I'm telling you, getting a hold of her, it's like the four-leaf clover up in this piece. Cause she be on the go, she be over there hiding, eating beignets and crawfish stuff, and I can't never get a hold of her because she on the street throwing beads. Coming to the stage. Watch with me. LB is in the house. Hello, L. How are you doing?
What is going on? Look at this lineup. This lineup is giving me everything that I need tonight. Hi, everybody. How are y'all today?
We are good, L. We're happy to have you here, and I want to know what you thought about this episode. Who are you rocking with?
I wasn't rocking with not nary a body in this episode. Everybody is trash. Okay. Louis was pissing me off. Armand stayed pissing me off. Claudia just a babe in the woods. Her little girlfriend was getting on my nerves too. Everybody was annoying me. So that's good though. I like that. I love that.
You know what? I be watching your videos and didn't even know who you was. That's why we here. That's why we here. I know that voice.
Hey girl, what's going on?
But y'all already know how I am and how I like to show love to the people. You guys, we are trying to get to that 300 mark in one of these lives, and I ain't even pressed the play button yet on my slides, and we already have 100 people in the house. That's what we like to see. Let me say thank you to you guys for like 1 minute. Remember to get your comment, prioritize, attach a dollar to it, and keep it cute. We will be right back. Oh, Claudia, let me give you some love, girl, because we about to say bye to you any day now.
Tell me that I had to sing it was about 5 minutes ago when I seen the hottest chick that a youngin' never seen before. I say, yo, tell the girl I wanna meet her. On second thought, that ain't the way to go. I gotta give her game proper, spit it so she get it. There she is, I gotta stop her. Or should I talk about a smile? Or what about a style? I'm out of time, she's out the door, I gotta go for my mind. Let the girl say, excuse me, and I gotta admit that you got my attention. You're making me want to say, I know you're trying to leave this. I saw the dance with you. How I love you, keep you here with me, you baby. Now so they grab hold of my hand and let's pretend the flow was ours. You say you don't really dance. Don't worry about it, you just one good step.
Oh, always the little girl, never to miss. She got to be a miss for like two Saturdays, and then they snatched her back real quick. They snatched my girl real quick. But once again, thank you to the now 106 people here in this live. Keep engaging, leaving those comments. It's showing us some love. Let me get this comment before we get started. Thank you so much, King Nikki TV, for the $2 super chat. It's the stat world. They just living in it. Ditto. What she said. Because y'all know how I feel about Lestat. I was all the way here for that cigarette. It was giving hello, Barbara. This is Shirley. I was like, oh, he here. He here. And I'm so excited to see all the mayhem that he is about to bring. But y'all getting on into the episodes in the slides, y'all know. Starting off here. I was like, oh, I expect that. Don't let Raglan James get you effed up, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. say for Daniel, Rashid is a double agent slash, chaperone situation. Daniel wants to live all of a sudden. 100 or so questions I need you to fit in. Okay, you know what? Out of all of this little commentary here, first of all, I was gagged at the fact that the real Rashid has been a double agent this entire time. And the fact that in that whole conversation, Raglan James never said once, yes, we can protect you. He said we can fix your little book situation, maybe, have that, or we were about the book and salvaging that. He never once said we value your life. I think he called him what did he call him? Whatever it was the equivalent of some equipment. Baby, you don't matter right now. We've never been. That's what he said. He called him an asset. We've never been good at protecting our assets. Ashley, I'm gonna come to you first. How did you feel when you see Rashid go off to the bathroom and politely come back and not do nothing because he was clearly there to chaperone?
Listen, I had a feeling about Real Rashid just at this outing, not before. But I also noticed that this was the first time Daniel just called him flat out Rashid, and I said something different. Something different. And then they were talking, and she was like, you know what? Just stop. Let me go and go to the bathroom. And then we see Raglan, and I'm like, okay. And when he says, listen, you big scared of Armand, he not even the one you need to be afraid of, my guy. Like, Louis is that one. And I was like, okay. And Daniel's looking like, well, Louis is my bestie now, right? We're besties after we commiserated about Armand wiping our memories. So Daniel, he just clueless. You know what I'm saying? He still thinks this book is going to get out.
Oh, Lord.
I'm like, come on, Daniel. Come on, Daniel. It was a cute look for Real Rashid. It was a cute look for him. Be a double agent, my guy.
Elle, how do you feel about the aspect that even at this very moment, Daniel still think this book might just come out and see the light of day?
I don't know what's going on with Daniel. Daniel seemed like he don't really want to live to me. Seemed like he don't really give a damn about that book. Seemed like he just really wants somebody to just take him out because he's always talking out the side of his neck. Always got something smart to say with these people that can literally murder him in 2.3 seconds, if less than that. I was surprised to see Rashid. I didn't know they let Rashid out the house. That's what I did. I swear I didn't. I was like, why is he even there? It's like he's like a PO or something. But we gonna see. I know I caught that rag. I hate that name. That Raglan said something about swapping bodies and all of that. So I was clocking that because I don't know, but we're gonna see about Raglan and we're gonna see about Daniel. Hopefully Daniel can make it to the end of the season.
Does he really want to, though? That's the question. Because the way he be popping off after mouth, you clearly want to die.
Right.
Steve the Superior, how did you feel about this? Do you feel like Daniel might make it out of this alive? Oh, you muted, see.
So, haven't read the book. I if they follow that, I know what happens to Daniel. But this Daniel definitely, I'm glad to see that he's gathering a sense of survival in him, because before it felt like he just didn't give a damn. And now we're kind of seeing that that's just bravado. He's just putting that on in front of the vampires, which good for him, right? You got to look like someone you're in front of the big bosses or whatever, right? But I just really want the best for Daniel. He's one of my favorite characters. It's Louis, then Daniel, then Claudia for me. But I did see the comment from Kay about they're setting up for the body thief, and that's one of my favorite books in the series. I can't wait to see what they do with that. But I was very surprised that the real Rashid was out here, being a two-faced, a turncoat. And it makes me wonder if the Talamasca has vampires on their side that could possibly wipe his memory, because how can he survive all of this time with Armand and not, people not know? But, we'll discover that soon, hopefully.
Okay.
I was on mute too. Yeah, the Talamasca, you have to remember, they have their own supernatural abilities. Because there ain't no way real Rashid has been surviving that long, especially around Armand, because Armand is very, very suspicious at this point. Very suspicious. He knows something is up. So I'm pretty sure the Talamasca is interfering somehow within Daniel's mind and Rashid's mind. And I think that makes Armand suspicious because he's like, I feel like he's not getting the correct read on them
Hmm.
like he wants to, so he knows something is up. But yeah, that has Talamasca written all over it. Raglan James has his own agenda. At this point, he knows Daniel is expendable. He said, hey, it's two ways you make it out of that house, dead or undead. So I mean, it is what it is.
We could get into Rashid and his mind, because the moment he said, "Oh, don't worry about him," he likes the hand, so it was given like, "Oh, he's 5. He'll be in there. That'll entertain him for hours." Like, okay, something is clearly off, and there wasn't, a lot of hesitation in his voice when he later asked him, "Were y'all there the whole time, solo dolo?" It's like, oh, of course. But we're gonna get into Armand and his selective mind reading in a second. Louis' future art dealing. Now we get into Louis and just pretty much what we see later in the episode, him really diving into that art dealing and this becoming a whole thing. But in the meantime, with the wall and the paper and the sconces, stuff that ain't got nothing to do with anything, Louis' condescending seed and stank attitude begins. Like, this whole episode, Louis is just really like in his body. You can tell that he is bothered, and it's just not going anywhere. And I was like, please don't let them suppress this whole episode. But just leaving this, we get back to where I've been waiting to get back to. We get back to Paris. Finally. Claudia's journal, Coven Gossip, the new Santiago centered play, Armand Please, I Was Blinded by Love, Smothering Mutiny with Praise. Now, this is where Armand lost me immediately. And Kay, I'm going to come to you because you said Armand was falsely accused or whatever in this episode. He made a choice. I want you to explain that. The moment he got to saying that he was so blinded by the love that he was getting from Louis that he couldn't read anybody's mind, even though everybody in sync is thinking the exact same thing and plotting, he just didn't know. And he was so focused on trying to smother Santiago with all this kindness and praise, not knowing that he had his own separate agenda because he was in love. Okay? Hello?
I mean, you got to read between the lines, okay? Armand was in love. That clouded his judgment. I mean, granted, he, pretty much orchestrated the whole thing, but it was because of love at the end of the day. I mean, he ain't lied about that part. He wanted Louis all to himself. Now, he may have taken, a very extreme route to get there. But I mean, that he was telling the truth about that. This was also it could be him and Louis. He wanted to get away from the theater vampires. He needed Claudia to be gone. All of this was so that it could be him and Louis.
But we are aware that he knew what was going on this entire time, correct?
I mean, he set the whole thing up.
Don't be giving him that much room, Kay. Actually, how did you feel about this in Santiago? We're gonna get to that next slide in the range of Santiago's powers, honey. Because what? But yeah, what did you think about him saying that he was just so blinded by the love?
Child, the lies we tell, and then Louis trying to sit there and be like, well, I think he was just distracted. Daniel, like, tell the truth. Armand full of shh, and he is. But I will say that the slide you just talked about, the passive aggressive, I mean, Louis, that's my issue with Louis. Okay, you mad, Louis? Tell that man why you mad. Like, stand on big business, and let's not pick out wallpaper right now. Get up in his behind like you did back in Paris. But as far as Claudia in the theater picking gum up off the things, I was outdone, and they're passing her little journals around like they're the burn book. I was outdone in this. Yeah, Armand is a liar, deceiver, heartbreaker. What'd you say? The profile song that you put on that Instagram?
A liar. It was giving holiday. Like, they were passing it around. It was real messy. Y'all, let me get these super chats here. Hello, Drewski. 217. To call Claudia a burden after she nursed him back to health, got them across Europe, and encouraged him to live and find new love. Nah, Lou the burden. Absolutely. Don't do it. Don't do it. See, I'm going to come to you next. Hold on.
Yes, put it on Louis.
Thank you so much, Drewski, for that $5 super chat. We appreciate it. Dang C with the $2. Hey, Tyra, my busty vampire queen. Salute the ladies. Hey, busty, do what I can. C, come on in here with the save for Louis, because it's always his fault.
So Louis has done so much for Claudia that he doesn't even get recognized for. First of all, Claudia would be dead today had it not been for Louis wanting to turn her. Hey, can I get an amen? So that's that, right? And two, they've been together for so long that they both at this point want to spread their wings, right? It is kind of burdensome to have this person around who is almost dependent on your presence. Being that she if it wasn't for Louis, honestly, I don't feel like the coven would put up with her, especially Armand, right? Especially Armand.
Of course.
So I don't really feel like it's Louis's fault. He just, he's tired. Like I said, it been
yeah.
need a break, child. He need a little independence, a little separation, and it be like that sometimes.
Elle, do you feel like Armand was blinded by all the Louis love was, all that Louis was getting put on him, and he just couldn't see the mutiny at foot?
Armand lies like a rug, baby. He just is a terrible liar. Like if Armand is trying to tell me that he's 943 years old and ain't learned nothing nary about life and love and relationships, and then he gets to Louis and he just confused about what happened and where it go and all that, I call bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Just like Daniel did, me and Daniel was on the same page because Armand is full of it. He is a lie, okay? And Louis ain't no better, but Armand, he old enough to know better. He could just stand on business and just be like A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, I did it.
Instead of, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to hide behind the guise of, I didn't know. Who knew that? No.
It's lies. When was the last time y'all heard from Lestat Santiago could give Armand a run for his telepathy money? Now, Santiago is the youngest, but I think if Santiago had a little time to cook, especially with the range of his powers that he has now as a descendant for whoever Armand laid out and put that man to rest, clearly he was really powerful because the way Santiago was there looking all up on the face and the play and giving it, he is the actor. But we about to burn this man's whole eye sockets out trying to get the information from him. See, how did you feel when we got a more like broader range of Santiago's powers? Because they were doing what they needed to do. You think you playing with me? Nah, I got my what do we want to call them sisters? The two sister wives doing my bidding for me.
Right.
Santiago is that boy. I'm not gonna hold you. Like he is that guy. He needs his own coven at this point. I don't feel like he should take over Armand's coven, but he definitely needs to spread his wings as well. He's too powerful. He's too ambitious to be under Armand, who seems to be, for the most part, very laid back in a way, very hands off. So, like, I love seeing Santiago for real. I would be here for a whole separate little spinoff of Santiago because he's giving daddy vibes sometimes. I ain't even gonna hold you. I'm like, Santiago, right? But yeah, I think that he's in his element. As long as he's the center of attention, as long as he has his own play where he's the head and he feels like he's the most powerful, he's happy. And yeah, I'm not surprised that he's trying to do this little mutiny situation and get more spotlight on him.
Elle, are you here for Santiago's in his powers? Because I don't want to lose Santiago. I want Santiago to rock. What's up?
I love Santiago real bad. Do you understand? Like at the end of the episode when we were getting ready to do the trial or whatever, you could tell when the spotlight is on him, he feels himself. You could tell. It's like his shoulders get loose like a kappa, baby. He just like rolling, like he just really feels like people's energy, and he is like so creepy and like he's disarming, but he's also frightening at the same time. I love him so much. And to say he's, I don't know, like a teenager or something, he would be like a badass if he like got a little time to cook. I really love him. I'm so sad that he gonna have to go. I don't know where he gonna go and how he gonna go, but I know he gonna be up out of there sooner than later.
Either. Kay, how you feel? I know you got the love Santiago in this telepathy that's going on. How did you feel about this?
See, that's in my mind, that's Dracula right there. He just gives all of Dracula vibes. He's just this man. Hey, he ain't no good either. He ain't no kind of good. He been undermining Armand this whole ever since Louis popped up. He been undermining Armand. He was trying to do his best to get out of there, but Armand knew this whole time. Santiago, you just part of the plan too. You ain't doing nothing he didn't allow you to do. He knew that whole telepathy conversation that was going on, and he let it happen.
I need you to
think he be doing something.
No. Don't do that, Kate. I need you to give him that whole little speech you be giving for Armand standing on business. I don't care. I don't care. Santi is him like through and through. He stands on business. He's very transparently here. He's not hiding behind, high cheekbones in that perm like Armand all the time. He does what he needs to do. I love Santiago. He gonna be Santiago regardless of what's going on. But all right, we do know Armand knew what was happening. Ashley.
You all know I love Santi. I love Santi from the first time he sauntered onto that stage, honey. We know he gives everything the girls need, from the theatrics to the drama. He's what we needed in Lestat's absence. You know what I'm saying? And so with Lestat coming back, I mean, Santi, you cute, but I prefer Lestat. I will say this. I didn't know he was that powerful in that he the sister wives to get into the Roger banker's head and get all of the tea and all of the information. And because our guy at the bank was doing a good job of holding his own. I said, okay, sir, you're doing good, until he turned it on and went into high frequency. I was like, what's that? The eyes changed. The man froze up. He was like, 1940, a telegram from New Orleans, Louisiana. I said, okay, Santi, we don't have to do the theatrics. Armand already knows what y'all are doing. We don't. We
do, Ashley. Once again, go ahead. Thank y'all for these comments. Let's see. Trinity Angel 666 for the $4.99. Claudia and Madeline shouldn't have come back to the city after she was turned. Shaking my head. Trinity, child. When I was just hoping they were in some type of distant offshore location. Y'all came back. Y'all was really trying it. She had been trying it for a minute, but that's the audacity of you to come back. Thank you so much, Ramon Norwood, for the $10. Armand is something else here. I think he senses the Talamasca is onto him and really wants his maker makes his appearance, Marius, to get him. Also, love that Lestat is back. Absolutely. He knows. I don't know why we're kind of dancing around the fact, because he's just, if you can't probe Daniel's little mind, child, well, what can you do? Them powers must be real weak. He has to know that is presence. I don't know why he keeps asking instead of just going for it. Maybe it's for, to pacify Louis or do him a favor, but it ain't doing nothing for us because we know he knows everything all the time. Thank you so much, Ramon, for that $10. Drewski with the comeback for C. He begged for Claudia, and now she's a burden. Absolutely, Drewski. Thank you so much, Drewski, for that $2 super chat. We absolutely appreciate it. Have 175 people here in this live. You guys keep showing all that good old love, and we will be right back.
I would like to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for. Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me that you're the kind of guy that I should make a move on with. And if I don't let you know, then I won't be for real. I could be wrong, but I feel like something could be going on. The more I see you, the more that it becomes so true. There ain't no other for me, it's only you. I wanna be with what you go through. I wanna be down. I wanna be down. You don't wake up time. Okay, you know it's true. I wanna be down.
Hey, shout out to Lestat. I love. He just want to be down. You guys keep on engaging in that chat and showing us some love in any way you can. Keep liking on all 5 platforms here. Thank you so much. Louise, do you buy that? Like that? First of all, that took me out because I was like, all right, you pressing it a little bit. Armand was a 500-year-old vampire. Like the looks and the intensity coming up off of Armand on these be therapy sessions on that little therapeutic couch. The martini that fake Rashid made, which is low key Armand, it's just it was just better. Did you leave Daniel alone at any point, Rashid? This was too much. Like I was like, all right, you really pressing it, Daniel, with how much you can get away with. Kay, how did you feel about this scene? Because it was sending me with the, do you buy that? It's kind of like giving a tag team situation since they instantly bonded last episode over their minds being erased. Kay?
Yes, Armand, because see, Daniel came in there a little cocky, like he got a little intel a little bit. And and Armand is not being able to get a good read on him or Rashid, so he knows something is up. Like he knows it has to be, and they know about the Talamasca from the first time Raglan popped up and was like, "Have they mentioned us yet?" So that they ain't said nothing. So okay, they ain't said nothing yet. So they know the Talamasca is out there. So Armand is just like, "So are y'all gonna say that, or do I have to like pull it out of you?" And when Armand started giving you that stare like that, he fishing. He fishing real hard.
Ashley, do you feel like he's fishing, or that he just already like just give me all the information? If he asks him about that little digitized Radio Shack laptop once again, that's the code has been broken on that thing for weeks now. Like, why is he beating around the bush? I was gonna say another word, but I can't say that word.
Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this passive aggressive thing? If you want to know something, ask it. And I loved it when Armand was like, "So, Rashid, I told you not to leave him alone." He said, "Man, and Louis said, "Well, why you want to know, love? Why you know? Why you want to know, Armand?" And I'm thinking, can we just get it all out on the table? And I love Daniel's approach. He's like, "Listen, Armand full of he's an ancient and this is my thing. You an ancient vampire. This is not your first coven, but your second coven. And you mean to tell me you don't know them people? You don't know nothing that's going on. You don't know they had a setup in mind. Oh, and they gave you an ultimatum and you had a choice. Negro, this was your choice, Armand. That's what it was."
L.
I ain't never heard nobody call Armand a Negro. That was funny.
A tan pillow.
But you know what I kept thinking about, and it's because I work remotely, right? So if I work remotely, my boss, who is in Washington D.C., knows exactly what the hell I'm doing. You mean to tell me Armand, a vampire that's been around the block 9,000 times, don't know what his employees or his coven members are doing and thinking and feeling and where they at? Immediately know.
He can't tell y'all he mastermind the whole thing.
If he doesn't know where they are and all those things, it's because he doesn't want to know. It's his choice not to know it. He's the most powerful vampire in the streets. So he can miss me with the BS. I love him though.
See, how do you feel about these Real Housewives of Dubai, as our chat keeps pointing? How do you feel about it?
I think that Armand, he just likes to be willfully ignorant. Like he wants, it's one part of him that wants to mastermind everything. But I think at a certain point, much like Louis, he gets tired. He just want to be like, "All right, y'all do what y'all do. I'm just going to peep in every once in a while, check in to make sure y'all doing what y'all supposed to do." But I don't know what it is with him, because clearly you can read minds. You have all of these powers, but yet certain things continuously slip through the cracks for him. So it's like, what's really going on, Armand? Like, what is it that you want to do? Is it the love? Like he said, is it the love that he had?
It can absolutely not be the love. I'm thinking that he he gonna try to blow up and roll up on him. Like, look at Louis. I just had to capture all. Look at my baby. Louis just agitated as hell. Love, really? AA Ron? That's where we going. AA Ron, please. Let him go come off up here with that. Like, y'all, look at all the expressions of Louis. All of this was sending me.
Today is Jacob Anderson's birthday too.
Birthday. Yes, hope this man gets more and more work, because the performance on the show is everything. Like, all of this agitation, I just was waiting like for somebody to blow up or for something to come out, but it was just like, oh really? Louis was this whole episode just giving, I think it's real funny how, like, if y'all don't just say what needs to be said. But all of these faces and these expressions were just killing me, and I was waiting on somebody to pop off. All I know is Armand better not roll up on Daniel. Like, let that go, honey. Just calm down. But when we wind up here, Claudia saves Madeline from some savages. Yes, I am a vampire. Ash, I want to come to you first, because I don't know, I don't watch your video until after we get done here. But this whole scene, this was really intense. I think we all knew at this point that she was going to come and save her. But I was like, all right, Claudia, how far are you going to let it go, girl? The close the script. Hurry up. But the transition between, I guess, friends and seeing Claudia as a young girl to a potential love interest and vampire alike, it was real quick. It was real quick. And I know how you feel about old Madeline. Were you here for her being saved, first of all? And how did you feel about them linking up?
It's okay. So I'm a human. Okay, I have a heart. You've got such a heart, mother. I do think that Claudia needed to come in and save her, right? Because clearly the shopkeeper across the street was just gonna let it ride. Also, no girl power at all because the little girl in the trio was like, "Oh, she's screaming for nothing," and I'm like, "You're literally gonna let these two men SA this woman in the back?" Like, okay. So yes, definitely here for Claudia coming and saving the day. And we know just based on who Madeline was, she's for the streets anyway, right? So she wasn't really, I mean, she was a little tongue-tied, but we knew she wasn't gonna tell nobody, right? She's like, I dealt with Nazis, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna tell on you, Claudia. Now, what sent me over the edge and what I really was kind of disturbed by was that, okay, we got her, we have her back at the apartment and all of these things. And, you know, we want her as a companion, yes, right? But mother-daughter, when she said maybe romantic, maybe, like I was so disgusted just because of how young Claudia is supposed to appear, her body, not in years, because we know she's older. Just that really, I was like, Maddie, are you a predator, Madeline? Are you a predator? Are you a predator?
Yeah.
That's how like that.
And I'm gonna come to you next because even, you know, in this, I had already told y'all I sensed this romantic element to their relationship. It was never really just giving strictly mother-daughter. It was giving companion. And y'all know them early episodes. I was like, I wonder if Claudia is gonna get a companion or interest. I didn't know it was gonna be like this. It's giving a little weird because even though we see this actor, she is still supposed to be presenting as this 12, 13-year-old looking S girl.
Right.
Elle, how did you feel about this saving here and just their relationship overall?
Well, I knew, you know, like everybody else, I knew Claudia was gonna come. I'm glad that old girl who was standing by and letting it happen got some scissors in her neck. She needed a little more because that was out of pocket.
Yes.
She was just looking at fabric samples. I was like, girl, listen, I don't even okay, anyway. But you know, I think to me it always read weird. I clocked the romantic, like shoulda, coulda, woulda kind of thing between them from their very first interaction. Yeah. And I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now. Okay, because you know she was with it all the way up until she knew Claudia was a vampire, and then even then she was like, "Oh, hey, like something is wrong with Madeline. I don't know who that lady is. I don't even care. Something wrong with that lady."
See this
that apple. She was eating an apple with a spoon. Don't no normal person eat an apple with a spoon. I'm so sorry. I don't care what that lady did and who she had sex with and all the things. That girl was eating an apple with a spoon. That lets me further know that something ain't right with her. So her and Claudia, I knew they was gonna end up together, but I don't like it. I don't like that at all.
No, actually, I think we saw this coming when she was reflecting on her life, and she was like, what did she tell Claudia? The soldier held her bosom, her breast, or she put her titties in his hand. What did she say?
She let him touch her titties, and like, girl, why we need to know about your titties? Like, why did Claudia need to know about your freak habits in the bedroom, ma'am?
See, are you here for this at all, or her just being saved in general?
I feel like I really enjoyed the savior scene. This show does what they do really well, outside of the overall storytelling of it. But the visuals are really done really well as far as whenever the vampires have to show their powers and their speed and their enhanced abilities. I feel like it's done visually very well. Yeah. How Claudia was able to like zoom in there and kind of, you know, dispatch all of these individuals. Mwah, right? Chef kiss. But as far as this relationship goes, is giving very much to Catch a Predator. It's giving very much. Did you try to groom this one because she's supposed to appear as a young child?
Yeah,
and a grown woman. Like, what is going on here? And the fact that Claudia really never honestly gave LGBTQ right up until this point, it's like, where did this come from? I felt like in earlier scenes in this season, Madeline was being very inappropriate with her, but I didn't get the vibe that it was sexual, really. And now that she knows she's a vampire, suddenly it's, oh, not yet. It hasn't gotten sexual yet. It's like, are you just being an opportunist? Are you just being like, you just trying to get in however you can fit in to get these abilities and everything? I don't know. I was Team Madeline before, but the more I'm finding out about her, the less I sympathize with her plight, the less I like her. But yeah, it's something about it wasn't sitting right with my spirit, and I don't like her like that no more.
Kay, I think we can all probably maybe second that, especially when we get into her transitioning and we have Louis reflect on Madeline, seeing her in this bright light. Like she's always looked at her in this way, like it's giving predatory. Kay, were you here for this?
I mean, in the book, Madeline was never that type of companion. She was always like that mother figure that Claudia was kind of looking for, because Claudia hasn't really had that female companionship or anyone trusted. Like she didn't, have that with her own mom. She didn't have that with her auntie, Antoinette. She didn't have that female companion. And I really think that Claudia just wanted a friend and somebody that she could relate to. I'm not sure she knew Madeline had something else in mind, because Madeline already struck me as somebody that was just lonely and desperate anyway. So I think at this point she was ready to jump on any opportunity just to have somebody as well. It does kind of give opportunists just a little bit.
It stank. Face down, ass up. Louis is doing the bending.
You are out of pocket for Louis is doing the bending, girl.
Louis doing the bending.
Doing the bending, girl.
The dealing future capitalist and current Coachy whipper Armand is wrapped around Louis' finger, or is he? Now look at here. This is, the session, when they be in the pursuit of happiness, like this portion of my life is called running. This portion of Louis' life is him thinking he's in charge. He thought he was giving DJ, I want to do something. He was in charge and he was going to buy this art and really getting into their future endeavors that could bring them wealth. All of that aside, we have Coven and company all downstairs and we just getting it in all out in the open, because at this moment, he thinks that he's in control of everything. And I was like, Armand, after all of the trauma you went through in the past, being passed around and, servicing the boys, I'm just not okay with this situation. But clearly Armand is, and this has been their little status quo. I just was like, all right, go on, get in that coffin. Elle, how did you feel about this scene?
I was actually shocked because I really didn't see it coming, because Louis is very pretentious, about his art and about his conversation about whatever the hell he be talking about with his paintings and stuff, and I just didn't see it coming. I thought that he was gonna go another way, but for him to just be like, take it off, I just wasn't ready. I didn't see it coming. I didn't see it coming, and I also think that Armand likes that. Like, he eats that up. You know what I mean? He likes to be a sub, and he likes when Louis takes charge. And I also think that that's who Louis is. That's where Louis come from when he was in Storyville. He was about taking charge. He was in there with the sex workers. He was in there with the people that was, in the street. There wasn't no romanticizing and foreplay. It was like, take your clothes off. We finished. Okay, wash up, on to the next one. And that's where he went back. He's very much New Orleans. That is, unfortunately, Lord. But I just didn't see it coming. But I also think Armand, like I said, he ate it up because he didn't put up too much of a fuss. He was like, "Oh, I'm working, babe," and then he was like, "I said, take them clothes off," and he was like, "Okay," and then that was just it. Like, he didn't put up a ton of a fuss. So I thought the scene was funny. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny, but I laughed. So
Ashley, how did you feel about this scene?
The way I almost fell off this couch, and then the way that Armand came about them suspenders with the why even faking it? But my thing is, you in a fishbowl office, the vampires got keen sense, they can hear everything, so y'all just don't care. And we know that in the past, Louis acts bougie and like, oh, I have boundaries and I'm not gonna do, so he just gives that, right? He has like this air of, propriety a lot of the time. So I agree with Elle that he is going back, honey, to his New Orleans days. All right. But not just the get in the coffin, face down, A up. It said, because I'm going to F you. I said, Louis, we had to spell it out, sir. Like, we know what that means, but I guess he is taking this Dom thing to the 100th degree. And Armand likes it, honey. Armand wants to be tooted and booted, smacked up, flipped, rubbed down. That's what he wants. So
Kay, how did you feel about, Louis after, 40 years of not doing the bending with Lestat? Because you can't tell me he was. He finally gets to be assertive in the relationship and get back on his pimp stuff. How did you feel about this, Kay?
All it took was for Louis to get a little coin in his pocket again. He started feeling himself a little bit, got him a little change and whatnot, walking around the theater like, yeah, the leader, that's my man right there. That's the one right there. I ain't even got to be a part of the coven. And this one's still mine. I come up in here when I want to. I got a little cash in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like he just missed the big stuff now. And so that is the persona and the air that he's around these days. And even Claudia noticed something was different about Louis. I'm like, so all it took was for you to get back in a routine of making money, and here you go trying to be all extra assertive and whatnot. Okay. But yeah, somebody said Armand wasn't moving fast enough for me after Louis said that. Louis had to repeat himself too many times, like you heard him the first time.
How did you feel about Louis giving Booty Warrior, I want you, I need you?
I got a couple thoughts. I feel like, one, this was very much needed because their dynamic thus far has been very kind of antagonistic, kind of I don't trust or kind of it didn't. I'm wondering as I'm looking at what's the reason to stay in this relationship. So we see it could be the sex. That's the reason they to the booty, right? And another thing, I feel like Louis is a soft dom, right? He's one of those who likes to take the back seat in the public, but in private, he about to tear it up. And I feel like even with Lestat, right? I feel like if you think about it, I feel like he was doing the bending with Lestat as well, because when Lestat first saw him and he was intrigued by him is when he was being real aggressive with his brother, like putting it down and everything like that. And that's what drew Lestat to him. So I feel like I said, he in the bedroom, he Mr. Dom. And then outside of the bedroom, he Mr. Submissive. And Armand loved it. He loved it. He can't get enough. He loved calling this man daddy and everything else in the bedroom. He consented. And I was like, I'm here for it. Yes, Louis, get into it. It was very much sexy. It was very much what we needed to see why even stay in this old toxic relationship. I love this scene.
Oh, I don't know. See, you lost me when you said Lestat was being a bottom. I just don't see
Lestat is giving a switch. He's a switch. I feel like he's switching.
I don't know. Thank you, King Nikki TV, for the $5 super chat. Tyra, you lost me putting face down on the slide. Lestat can have me any which way, but that's not the topic. That's what nigga, you got to go finish the show. That's what he said. Get in that confidence and tune it up. I'm coming over there. Harry with the blue suspenders. Couldn't wait to get naked. Oh. But yeah, this is another moment of him feeling
Somebody
like
did put in the comments though about why this show, why Bridgerton is more explicit than this show. And I never thought about that until now. I was just taking what they were giving me, but that's a good point. Like, you know what I'm saying? We could use a little more LGBTQ representation on TV, you know what I'm saying, in terms of sex scenes for mainstream TV. I never thought about that. Now I'm gonna have to noodle on that a little bit.
We most definitely got more, I guess, explicit in the last season than we have here. I think, isn't this the first time we're visually seeing them maybe trying to get it in, or maybe not even the after effect? But first season was very, very, more on the explicit side with Lestat rolling up in the church and whatnot.
Yeah, he did like the desecrated church.
Season. I'm guessing because with Bridgerton, the point of it is the romance, right? We know why we're here with Bridgerton. This in Interview with the Vampire, it's like there's a story to tell, there's stuff to uncover. So maybe that's why. But I do like that they showed this aspect here because they're vampires, they're sexy. let's see what's happening here. They're not, celibate. Come on now, let's
I'm
see.
just happy they showed something to see, because I just really ain't think Armand was putting it down like that, and that's why he was missing the stat. But you were Lestat's, and now Armand's. Armand is mine. Madeline is intrigued and accepting. It's not romantic yet. Oh, well, that was easy. The whole child aspect. Now, I thought this was really, really interesting, especially with Louis just continuing to try to observe this persona that he has going on. Like, yeah, you're almost like, no, he really, really thinks he's in control right now. Like, I thought it was funny. Sorry. I thought it was really hilarious that he felt like he was in control, and even the way that he approached Madeline in that moment. Like, is it romantic? Like, girl, I will snatch both of your arms off and throw you over the balcony. Do not play with me. I do not have time. But just leaving this right, I just thought this was really, really funny. Like, I love that he was just resting and being in control for all of 5 minutes. I don't think he was even in control of any of this. Like, even just thinking that he's in control of Armand, like, no, this is the type of sex or, dominance that Armand wants, but he's still working you over, Louis. See, Louis, get on my nerves. You be getting on my nerves. I know you love Louis, but get it together. Think of who I could be without the burden of her. Now, y'all know this was a scene that I was waiting on like a whole lot. And even though he said, I was just saying this to get him to agree or whatever, there was a little truth in this. I think Louis is tired. As you said, see, he is tired. And it is a whole lot. So even though he's just painting it as, it's just whatever. And he just knew that he was going to get Armand to do this, honey, because did you not just see him layer them suspenders down? Like, he going to do it because I said so. Not even knowing that in all of his years, Armand had never made a vampire ever. He thinks it's a grotesque act. And then we have Madeline. We get I didn't know we was going to get this much time with Madeline. Like, it works for the story because we do need to feel something for her to just really agree with their relationship or just get into the loss of Madeline's humanity. The whole appearance of her in Armand's conversation is just like, child, I lost my humanity and have been a vampire long before now, eating that apple with a spoon, as Elle said. And just, getting more into her history and her way of thinking. But Ashley, I am going to come to you first. How did you feel about the burden comment and Claudia saying, you have to give something up to get something?
Yeah. Y'all know I feel like Louis makes himself perpetually the victim, right? But in this moment, I was like, okay, Louis said it. Do I think that there was some truth to it? Do I think that throughout his life, since creating Claudia or being a part of it, has Louis felt a burden? Absolutely, because we know that Louis wants to live his best life with the D of the week. You know what I'm saying? Like, he want to get out there and get it. And I think having her along, dealing with her personality because she's someone else he has to deal with, has been troublesome to him. Louis is a very self-interested person, right? He's really about with most of the vampires, to be quite honest. So yeah, he meant it, but I do think he said that because he knew that would turn Armand on. Because when Armand comes in the room, he's like, "What's this manipulator got you doing now, Louis?" She's a manipulator. She manipulates you, Louis. And I'm thinking to myself, like, Armand, do you hate just Claudia or is it all women? Because you have a real serious issue with her. And then he sat there and did a 25 million question interview with this heifer and was never going to turn her. It was like, why are you wasting time, Armand? You could have just said it right then. We didn't have to wait weeks, months after that to figure out you wasn't going to do it. You know what I mean? A waste of time. But I do think in that moment, it may have hurt Claudia's feelings just a bit. But honey, she ready to move on to that new thing. Clearly.
See, how did you feel about this?
Oh my God, I'm so glad you came to me because I got some thoughts about, like, okay, for one, Armand is a sneaky MFer because he knew damn well when he came in that room, he had no intentions of turning this woman. And I feel like he just put on a show for the sake of putting on a show. And honestly, through her dialogue of, oh, I've been a monster, I've seen things, yada, yada, yada. I feel like maybe he was getting on the verge of turning her. But then when he said, hey, well, what if Claudia tries to off herself pretty much? What are you willing to do? And when Madeline gave her answer, she said something like, well, what if I'm the reason that she decides not to do that? What if I'm the reason she, stays? That's what did it, because he doesn't mess with Claudia. He doesn't like Claudia around. He doesn't like the attention that Louis shows to Claudia and his attachment to Claudia. Had she not said that, I feel like he would have given in and turned her. But the fact that she would have been Claudia's reason to exist and stay in Louis's life, that's what did it. That's what did it. He's a messy bottom. And that's the only thing that did not turn her. I swear.
Absolutely. See, I don't know why they were tripping in my comments when I said that for Armand, it's always been about Louis. He's always been in game. He never had he's always, I don't know if it's just women, like Ashley said, but not even just women, but all of those rules. Armand loves to follow the rules when it's convenient for him. She's an abomination. She was made too young. He always wanted her to be rid, only for that reason. And also that Louis just has this strong allegiance and love for her. He's a jealous hater. Elle, were you here for this? And Madeline, the pariah, the vampire.
I liked Madeline in this scene because she held her own, right? She's still a human, right? She's still, a weirdo, and she was holding her own with this person that she knew was she was surrounded by vampires. Like they could have all swooped in on her and murdered her right then and there, but she was holding her own with Armand, and she told Armand to go F himself like 2 or 3 times. And I really love that, right? Because he needs to hear that and knock him down a peg. You know what I mean? So I think, I don't believe what's that boy named Armand ever had intentions of turning her. I think he always, I think he never wanted to turn her. I think he is, like he said, repulsed by the experience or the tradition, but he also don't want to give Claudia another reason to stick around and be happy. He wants Claudia out the way. That's what abusers do. Abusers will, isolate you. They take away everything you love slowly and surely until all you rely on is them. And so I think it's confusing to a lot of people, including me, okay, who is a trained social worker, that these people are both abusers. Like it goes back and forth, and it's so very subtle. The abusive tendencies are so very subtle that you lose them. But I think Armand's, grilling her up and charging her up is a part of his, isolation plan for Louis. So both of them, again, are trash. They deserve each other.
Kay, you want to say anything about Louis and his battered wife syndrome?
Louis ain't got no damn battered wife syndrome. Louis is mad at Claudia because he had to leave his man Lestat. He's been harboring this resentment for her for the longest, and he finally found a way out because he's been mad at her for a long time. If you remember at the season finale when he yoked her up because she was like, we need to burn him, and Louis was like, no. That's when she stopped talking to him. Louis is still harboring that because we already know Mr. Lestat. He's still got that in his mind. He's still holding on to that. And Claudia is the reason why he is separated from him. So this was just a ploy to take the resentment off of him and not say, Claudia, I'm mad at you because I lost the love of my life. His actual abuser is to say, oh, you can have your little companion and stuff. I'm gonna be nice and let you have your companion, Claudia, and we just gonna put it on somebody else because I really don't want to say that because Louis wants to be the good guy.
And he not. Kay, he not. See, he not. Thank you, Daisy, for the $5 super chat. I don't think any of the actors are actually gay in real life, so I don't think they were interested in doing sex scenes with each other, in my opinion. Oh yeah, I think Jacob Anderson is definitely. I think he's married with a whole kid and everything. But
so is the guy who plays Lestat. He's got a wife and a child.
Yeah, I don't think
I stopped flirting with Jacob Anderson and Lestat on my videos because they were married. I had to chill once I found out.
Thank you so much, Dan. Yeah, that too. But judging from that first season, for us to really get into their romance, especially with how terrible Lestat eventually becomes to them, there has to be some romanticism, some tension. The first season was really thriving off of that. So I really don't even think that's the issue. I don't know.
I think they're actors. I think that they signed up for this. They love their role. So as actors, I don't think that that's what they're thinking about.
And
Absolutely.
Jacob Anderson and Sam Reed, Louis and Lestat have really great chemistry off screen. Like they besties and they like shop together and like hang out at each other's houses. So I think that kind of spills over into the role. So, and they look good together. I feel like they know they look good together too. Like they eat that up, like in real
They
life.
both fine for real. Fine.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Right, before we get into this next slide, let me show y'all some love. Once again, we do have 206 people here in this live. Keep engaging, keep hitting that like button, and keep leaving those comments. We will be right back. Shout out to Louis the Pimp. Let's go.
I was on the plane with the wine. They call me Whitley. I go to Hill Maine. Listen, the baddest in the school, the baddest in the game. Excuse me, honey, but nobody's in my lane. When you was in New York, you was Yankee. I was with bass, I was pitching the Frankie. These so cranky, get him a hanky. My mommy, I'm cold. Give me my blankie. Fly it in the kite, I get higher than my princess. Keep the Snow White up the way for the bundle. Stuff your cookies up, till they crumble. Don't be acting like the Cardinals gon' rumble. Cause I'm a stealer, fresh out the dealer. Rolling toe boys gon' feel her. Flow so sick, I need a healer. It's my Mac concealer. I be out in Philly, and I'm back and forth. We for wheelers, I'm a big deal. That's why I get more than a big deal. With the man, I'm getting the money. I think I have a rap, my unchained. Everything bitch, shine my shoes. You know I keep a back. Let me stain your boobs. I'm the only thing hopping like a kangaroo. I mean the only thing popping like a can of brew. Listen, you should buy the 16 cause I like the child. The 808, woof.
Oh, you need deodorant.
All right. Thank y'all. Y'all keep on engaging. Love that we 200 people in this family every single time. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see. End scene. Santiago is the new he all that. He's the new mate, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know that French. He the new one, okay? Get the Louis out your butt. It's not what he said, but that's what I put there. You see the coven's plan in motion. Now, this is yet again a whole nother strategy by Santiago just to make things appear like there's not any mutiny afoot, and there is. We even get into later in the episode, Santiago takes this time to go and collect things they're going to need for this show later on. We stealing, cameras and these colored slides and telescopes and actors, all these things that are in the back of newspapers. Ashley, how did you feel about them playing? Like, it's not just Santiago. Everybody is playing in this moment.
I mean, but for what? Like, it just seems like a big farce for nothing. Again, I'm not getting past the fact that Armand is an ancient vampire with telepathic powers. You know what I'm saying? And these being his coven. So they've taken some sort of vows. They're connected in some way. I probably don't even understand at this point. So for me, it was cute. Santi's little face behind the back and all that is Louis crawling his way out of your booty. Like, okay. But I'm like, just get to the meat of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and he's like, the actor does this, Santiago makes this big performance, storms off the stage, and telepathically he's telling the writer, I love this play. You know how to play. I just said that to get out to go do my bidding. You know what it is. And I'm just like, come on, guys. And Armand's sitting there acting like he buys it. And I'm like, is he really this off? It ain't the love. So Armand, why is Armand lying to himself at this point?
Okay, you can get on into this because Armand ain't lying to nothing. He probably telepathically telling him to say that. I don't believe nothing that comes out of Armand's mouth ever in life.
Armand knew the whole time. He had to make it seem like he didn't have anything to do with it. Just like how he used Lestat to get rid of the first coven, the children of darkness. He was using Santiago the same way. He's like, I don't want to do this whole theater vampire thing. I don't want to live in Paris anymore. I want to move on with my life. So therefore, I have to make it seem exactly with Louis. I got to make it seem like, it was they playing the whole time. And I was just like, oh, I didn't know what was going on. Although he put the pieces in place to let this happen. If he wanted to stop it, he could. He can read everybody's mind in there. We already know Armand. If he want them to stop, all he got to do is say rest and everybody be laid out. Okay.
No, he good for that rest. Lay down, lay down.
He ain't say that not nan time to show you he needed this to play out the way that he needed to so he could have his escape plan.
rest. He can freeze time. He can do a whole lot. He can set everybody in this theater on fire with a snap real quick. See, which begs the question: how does Louis even end up with Armand? You mean all of this went down? Of course, we know he knew about it. Why is Louis still with Armand? How has this ever been forgiven?
I don't know how Louis forgave him for this. There must have been a whole bunch of, booty play to make him forget what the heck is going on. Because ain't no way you about to, off my daughter and think, it's about to be sweet all of these years later. But at the same time, when you are a vampire, I guess, and when you've been with somebody for so long, you got to pick and choose your battles. Like, how many times you about to bring up Paris? If y'all about to live together, how many times you gonna bring this up, bruh? And we trying to live together as a couple. I can understand that, but when Santiago was like, when he called out Armand, talking about, is Louis back there chewing on the what's up, right? Claudia was laughing. If you notice, she was giggling and TT.
Claudia, that pisses me off. Like, oh, can't you find something else to buff? Leave me alone. He just hates her so much.
Claudia, she was TTing. So, it just speaks to the fact that everyone in this scene is tired. Armand is tired of having to I guess, chess piece or checkers piece or whatever it is. He's tired of that. Claudia is tired of Louis. Louis is tired of everybody. And it's like, I can see why things kind of pulled in or dominoed effect in the way that they did. But yeah, girl. Yeah.
See, I think they would have had better luck if he just would have said, you know what, I want to go off and live my best life with Louis. I'm tired. You can't stand me. The coven's already following you. I'm going to just give it over to you and go on my merry way. That might would work. All of this extra stuff. This.
I don't think I understand the purpose of a coven. I don't understand if we are immortal beings, we can run the streets, we can do what we want to do, we can, live this life, we can live whatever life we choose. Why we got to have rules and regulations and policies and procedures and stuff? I don't get it. Like, what is the point of a coven even? Like, you know what I mean? And why does it seem so restricting? Like, they have a curfew. It's like, if I want to be outside at 6 a.m. and I get cooked like a rotisserie chicken, that's on me. Why we gotta have a rule that say we got a curfew? Like, I don't get the coven in the first place. I just don't. I don't understand it. But I think, for me, I think I like Armand. He's just old. How your grandpa just won't let go of certain things, and even though he can use something else to make his life better, he just won't let go. Armand is an old ass man, and he just won't let go of things that aren't serving him, even though he knows that he could just fuck off somewhere and just have a better life. Like, he just refuses to do it. All of these people are nuts to me. Like, I just don't, I don't get it. Because if I was a vampire, y'all would have a hard time with me. I'm not going to no coven meeting. I'm not going to no situation with you. Like, it just is weird to me. So I don't get the whole coven thing in the first place anyway.
I don't know why he feels the need to use somebody to do his dirty work. First it was Lestat, which he felt. That's why Lestat got the hell out of Dodge. And then we have the likes of Louis here now. Like, if this is what you want to do and you want to go out and live your life, go do that. But Armand,
And usually when old people get old, when your grandma just get old, she just say what she want and do it. You know what I mean? Usually when people get older, they like, who gonna check me? Armand hasn't gotten to that point in life yet, so I don't know what's up with that. He just really,
I would say it's the sense of community. Like, even though they're vampires, they still have it's just embedded in us to have that need for community, right? So I'm thinking that's the only reason for the coven, because it can be a very solitary life to live forever with no one. Right?
We can meet quarterly, okay? We don't have to live together. Like, if you want to live together,
they all hate each other. We can all get together. Like, every other family have our little 5-year family reunion.
Like, let's story.
In their mind, it's
went.
them against the humans. It's like the mortals against the immortals. It's like they got to stick together because at this point, it's them against us. So even though they may not get along, they that their distaste for humans is even worse.
I couldn't tell. Thank you so much, Naya, for the $2 super chat. Armand abused Claudia and Louis still stay. Showed did. Also, he gaslit her. I don't think he would do that. Doesn't sound like Armand. Been lame.
I mean, did he really abuse her? Because whatever Armand did, Louis did the same thing to Claudia after she was trying to, throw Lestat in the furnace. He did the same thing.
We already know Louis ain't never been good.
Claudia wanted to stay. Claudia wanted to stay. From the beginning, Louis was like, yo, let's get out of Dodge. They know about, they could possibly know about Lestat. Let's get the heck out of here. But Claudia wanted to stay. So don't put that on Louis now. That was Claudia's decision.
You better stand up for your thing, girl. You better stand up.
Moment he saw Armand's ashy elbows under that park light, he wanted to stay too. Madeline's hard not life. We get the full perspective and process of giving the gift. I did like this process because we haven't really seen anybody, what goes through someone giving the gift's eyes, and just the fact that Louis was the first timer. We did get a whole lot of Madeline's life, which, hard not life, as I said, and just them both walking her through the process of turning her. Ashley, were you here for this, or did you want them to get out your face with Madeline in her knees and her Nazi haircut, child? Just get out my face. Were you over it?
No, actually, I think this was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, actually, because I like that we got this perspective of, like you said, what it was like to actually turn someone, what both the creator or maker experienced, as well as the person. Now, what I didn't like was why Claudia had to sink her teeth in too. But I do like that we got visions of everything that Madeline had gone through. I think it did humanize her a bit more. In terms of, losing her sister, and then what happened with the Nazis, and then they shaved her head down because she was whatever. And then when we actually got to see how Madeline viewed Claudia the first time she did that dress fitting, I thought that was actually a beautiful moment. And when Louis talks about how, in that moment, I knew that Madeline would be a better companion for Claudia because she sees Claudia as she is. You know what I mean? And I don't know if Louis really sees Claudia for who she is today, or if he'll always view her as the Claudia from before. So I actually liked this perspective. I liked seeing more in depth what the turning process looked like. But yeah, I mean, I'm still not a fan of Madeline, but I will say, I enjoyed this.
It too, Ashley. I just didn't want Claudia to get in there. It got weird when she got in there because them sucking on necks is already a bit sexual. Like, girl, we need you to come in here to show your uncle, brother, cousin, daddy vampire, or like, move, girl. Elle, how did you feel about this?
Same. Like, it was good to see like what the process was like or whatever, but once Claudia was like, in the sunlight with the flowers, it just was weird. I don't even like the thought of that because, and I know, if they would have gotten a different actress to play this who looked, because the actress Delaney Hale, she looks like an adult, you know what I mean? And they can try to dress her down to be a child, but we know, she looks like a woman, to me. So if they would have gotten a different actress or even a child, people would have been freaking the hell out about, her being in the sunlight with the flowers in the dress. It would have been super weird. So it's still weird to me. I just don't. Madeline is a weirdo. She just is weird. I don't care about Madeline, child. She can go somewhere.
See?
So in the books, I want to say Claudia is like, she presents as like anywhere between like 5 and 8. Right.
Yeah, I thought 5.
Yeah. And in the show, they aged her up to be about 12, 14.
Yeah.
And this whole, like I said from before, this whole relationship aspect of it is very odd, very weird. It wasn't that way in the book, is from what I can remember. And the fact that she decided to let me get a little taste, right? That was, I was like, they about to off Madeline. Like, she can't take it. Like Twilight. Remember Twilight, the first movie when Edward was started? And it was like, yo, is he gonna stop? Like, what's up? I
tried to go back and watch Twilight. I never saw Twilight when it was popping. Because I don't know why. I don't know what was going on. I never saw Twilight, but my sister was like, "Girl, you gotta watch Twilight." I went back and I was like, "This shit is weird." Like you have had to have been in it at the time. Like you have had to been like in a certain period of life to watch Twilight. Because as an adult, what the hell,
girl?
No,
I was very much a twihard, and when that scene came out, I was like, "Yo, is he gonna stop or what?" Even in the books, but when this scene happened in the show, I was thinking that they about to drain this woman. Like, are they going to completely divert from the books and drain her completely? But when she did have that when Louis saw what she saw in her history, what she thought of Claudia, I like that they actually allowed the audience, us, to see. As opposed to just him, dialoguing it. So I thought that was well done. But yeah, very interesting.
Kay, the other Twilight lover on the panel, how did you feel about this?
Okay, and is read the books and everything. And is. Yeah, I think Claudia was just a little hungry in that moment because I mean, why like Louis just like taking all the food that's in front of her and like why go out and hunt and it's right here. So just like might as well eat while we're here. But
it wasn't that way. It was Madeline going like, "I want you to." It was just giving threesome. I just didn't like that aspect.
Yeah, I just I'm not gonna shed no tears for Madeline on her way out the door. they tried to make me care. They tried. I don't.
We just see the kind of life that Madeline's had and why she would be so receptive to becoming a vampire child. She been there for some years now, so it fits her. It fits her lifestyle. Seeing Claudia through Madeline's eyes and Louis being dramatic per usual. I didn't care. I just didn't care. Now look at here. This is what Louis be getting on my nerves. Like, this is y'all know, and I shout out to all of y'all who have a problem with me calling Louis a queen. If he is not a queen, I don't know what one is. He
not
is
too much on my hometown homeboy. Not too much now.
Right. He took away from the situation. I was like, we're going to even start now with Armand constantly having to save Louis from himself and seal up the wound. And he just treaded the blood. I just tried to get it all out of me. You had to do it like that. You just had to walk around and let your wrist bleed out over the whole Frenchie apartment. Louis get on my nerves. The drama, like he just has to cause a scene. See, I want to come to you and let you fix some of this drama to me. Why did he feel the need to have his whole wrist bleed out for him to prove the point that he just didn't feel anything and he thought he would feel more with Claudia going and he wanted to get every ounce of Madeline's blood out of him, but sprinkle it all over the baguette apartment?
We got to remember that this is Louis' first time turning anyone. So he don't really know what he's doing for real. He's just trying to get it right. Let's be honest. He's just trying to get it right for Claudia's sake because he still loves Claudia. They have a connection. They are bonded together. But they also, both of them, want their independence from each other. So it's like he's trying to do his best to let Claudia be her own woman so he can be his own man, but also to ensure that she has a companion. So it's a lot of weight on Louis' shoulders for it being his first time ever turning anyone. So we gotta give him some grace.
Girl, you had better stand up for your man, girl.
Every time.
Better, yes.
Every time.
Why he have to cause a scene? It's just always like he's always very self-serving, self-loathing. Like even in this moment, it's like he found a way to make it about him. Yes, I am sad about letting go of Claudia, and I know she's better off, and I want to get all of this Madeline blood out of me, but I have to be here and let Armand find me with my slit wrist just dripping all over the apartment because this is all about me still. Ashley.
That's exactly what it was. Thank you for saying it, because there was no reason for you to bleed out all over that apartment from the front door to the back, sitting there with your wrist all splayed open. Oh, Armand, I need you to come in and heal me, Daddy. Go on and heal me. Go on and heal me, Daddy. I'm just like, be so for real. And then the audacity of Armand to be like, she's a lot, but she's worth loving, Louis. Shut up. liar, deceiver, manipulator. Because you just left them other vampires making your little side deal, you snake. I ain't like it one bit. And yes, Louis is dramatic. He wanted that scene. He wanted, oh, let him come in and heal me. Come in and
You
heal
wanted
me.
the nurse. You wanted the nurse.
And also, that's not even how blood works. Like, you thought you were gonna throw it up and do what, Louis? Come on. You ain't learned nothing in all these years. You've learned nothing, Jon Snow. You know nothing. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all know Louis is here for the drama. He loves the mess. He's sitting there talking about he don't care, he didn't care. Yes, you do. Your baby just walked out the door. You know your feelings is all over the place. And like he said, with Armand, we got Gremlin and we got Nurse. He said, if I come in with my wrist bleeding, because I know you told me not to do this, and I did it anyway, so I don't want you to come in here and be the Gremlin. I want you to know I did something bad, but come and nurse me back into health because my feelings are hurt now. Don't come and be mean to me because I know I broke the rule.
Child, I'm gonna tell him keep the coven busy.
Exactly. Exactly. Armand was like, I mean, they know I'm about to go let them know what you're doing. That by busy, you mean I'm gonna let you do it so that you can be in trouble for it later. Cool.
I'm
just looking at the picture of him bleeding out all over the floor. Look at that foot cocked out to the front. Like he was full. It's like he couldn't even just lay, like, you know, have his arm out and just sitting on him. He got to just, you know what I mean? It's just so dramatic. He just is, you know how when a child gets sick and they're like, oh, I got a boo-boo on my foot. That is, he's giving like a 3-year-old who needs like attention and like a kiss on his finger. Just dramatic for no damn reason. And like, I know, like, you know, he wanted the whole thing. You know, they do have people that like that. You know, they get into drama and then they want to call their significant other to, you know, baby them. And, you know, they want attention and they want to, you know, Dr. Feelgood, a night nurse. Okay. I get that part, but it's just like the sinister undertones of what he's doing just makes it ugly. Like I could see if he did it and was like, yeah, I murdered this random ass man on the sidewalk, or I'm gonna get his blood out, or I could see that, but the sinister undertones of like what he was doing, it's like, yeah, go ahead, girl. Like Claudia, like go ahead. I'm tired of you. Do something else. I made you a little puppy. I made you a little play animal.
Y'all don't let Louis be a capped woman. Sprinkle, okay.
I just didn't care. Why did I owe you my shame? Why did I owe you my one cowardly act?
And he got drama too. Why do I owe you
with the dramatic?
Dramatic. That's why I say they need each other. They deserve each other.
They deserve each other, absolutely. That's what I remember. Or is that what you put there? We both played a part in Paris. You asked me to erase yours. Elle, I'm going to come back to you. Now, I have been saying this for a minute, just how glamored or erased was Louis, and did he ask for this? Part of me, even though Armand be lying, he stay lying. Some of this, I feel like he did ask. Now, I think he pushed it beyond where it's supposed to go, but I think that Louis did have a hand in going, you know what, just rid me of all of this. And Armand also rid him of a couple of more things because he wanted to be forgiven and have them be in this happy relationship that's just toxic as hell. Elle,
yeah, I agree. I mean, we just finished talking about how dramatic Louis is. You know what I mean? Like you're an adult. Like you can live with the messed up stuff that you've done and like the bad choices that you made. Like stand up and face your front. Like that's a part of being grown. Like you were grown before you were a vampire, so you should be able to hold on to the you know, the trash stuff that you've done. But like, come take it away from me, baby. I don't want it anymore. Like I could definitely see that happening. I just was annoyed because I was ready for the Daniel Louis tag team up on Armand. Like, oh yeah, he messed with us. He erased our memories. We about to get him. We about to, you know, and I didn't get that. It was like, yeah, you told me to erase your memories. Okay, babe. All right. Like I just was aggravated about it because I wanted more from the, you know, the switching of sides. But Louis and I love them so much and I hate them at the same time. They be pissing me off. Like it's very annoying because they're so frustrating. But I think, you know, definitely it was Armand doing it at the behest of Louis. But of course, Armand if you give him an inch, you already know he gonna take that mile.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been thinking that Armand glamours Louis every morning when they wake up before they even come out to Daniel. I've been thinking that.
Because Louis' mannerisms in Dubai are very much like Armand's are. I feel like his brain is just so scrambled that he's behaving and taking on the mannerisms of Armand. Louis from New Orleans, what is he? But no, like, you know what I mean? It just doesn't match.
His French oats. He was, had that little scarf running around taking pictures in Paris.
Exactly.
Oh Lord, Ashley.
So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Louis may have asked for it, right? Go on, take my memories, Daddy. However, the issue is Armand ain't never told him the whole truth about nothing. You know what I mean? And also, let's get into the minimization of this act, Armand. This was not just cowardice. This was not you just being a cowardly lion like you are. This was deceit, deception. It was in the worst kind of way. You know what I'm saying? In the worst kind of way. And why did I owe you my one cowardly act? That ain't been your only cowardly act, Armand.
Right.
Believe me. It wasn't the first, and it probably was not last. And again, while I think Louis could have asked, erase that for me, Daddy, I do honestly think that Armand has never come fully out with the full truth of his hand in everything that happened.
Right.
He's given us this little piece. Yeah, I had to choose. I had to make a choice, Louis. They were gonna get me. All right. But no, he masterminded and orchestrated this whole thing. And that truth, I don't think he ever told Louis.
Just a defenseless lamb. Like, they could have killed me. So I shut up, Armand. Any other time, your pimp hand is real strong with this coven, but right now they could have killed you. Okay. Deception. Disgrace.
So there was never gonna be a Daniel and Louis double teaming Armand. Because what they gonna do?
That's true.
Okay. Number one, he could just go ahead and say rest and let him fall on out. Number two, they can't whip his ass. Okay. They ain't even gonna get close to touching him. He can fly. Okay. Even if they came at him with all they had, he's going up. Y'all can't go up there. All right. Y'all ain't got the cloud gift. So what they gonna do? What is confronting him exactly gonna do? Because they can't whoop his ass. And all he got to do is pull out his Men in Black flashy thing and we can make it all better again. Okay. He ain't got to listen to this if he don't want to. Okay. He ain't got to do none of that. He is not finna tell Louis or nobody the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Because for why? He don't need to give all of his secrets away. He don't need y'all to know all what he can do. So I'm just sprinkle a little bit in there so I can do some things, but you don't need to know that I can do all the things.
Have we seen Armand heal up people's skin with just the touch of his finger like he did with Louis? Was that new?
It was new for me because I was like, if you could do that, you could have put some of that on some of them burns in 73.
Exactly. He probably could have been like this and just made Louis just get back to normal super quick.
He ain't tell his crispy ass to run out in the sun anyway. He said, you're going to sit here and suffer and heal like everybody else because I ain't tell you to do that anyway.
He has Louis been glamored in a Dubai prison this whole time for 70 years? What's going on here?
I feel like he definitely been Armand put the glamour on him for sure. And I was thinking, what is the point of a vampire being with another vampire who has so much power over him? Like his abilities are so far beyond.
And Lestat, yes.
Right. And I'm thinking, is it for the plots? Is it if you can live forever? At what point do you get bored with life and you're thinking, let me just try it just to, to get a little variety, just to get let me just a little shock factor. And I'm thinking that's the only reason to stay with Armand because at this point in the relationship, I don't feel like the desire is there for real. Like after you've been with somebody for so many years, you're essentially there for the companionship. And at this point in their relationship, Armand being so much more powerful than Louis, it's like he has to be there for the plot. That's what it is. And I can't blame him for it because, toxicity is the spice of life. And we love to see it. It keeps things interesting. So, I'm here for it, guys.
Claudia's brief stint of happiness, y'all. We ain't seen Claudia smile that big in her nice little yellow dress, and I don't know how long. We ain't seen this since New Orleans.
Since they slit open Lestat's throat, that was the last time she smiled that big.
Something is off about this whole entire encounter. It's giving fever dream. All of this felt off to me. The way that Louis was acting, the way the conversation was going, maybe it's just the way that it was acted out, or maybe they wanted to show Louis displaced with making sure Madeline has the right motives when it comes to Claudia, and him still looking at Claudia as, you know, the little girl, the daughter. I don't know, just something felt really, really off with the interaction here. And even Louis just like, yeah, he don't need to know how much I love him. Keep that on the low. That ain't nobody's business but ours. I have my reasons. It was just something off here. Kay, I want to come to you first. What did you think about this? And I needed Madeline's little vampire glow up to look a little better. It wasn't giving. It wasn't. Okay.
Oh, yes, this was like, oh, let's do our nice little family reunion and go be pretentious in front of each other and say, oh, you know, I still miss you. I'm glad y'all are doing well, even though I really wanted you to get the hell away from me at that point. And Armand is like, oh, yeah, go see your baby, you know, real quick and have your little kiki one good time and whatnot. And Madeline's, oh, I get to see my maker. Everybody's sitting there being fake happy. That's why they the real housewives. At this point, they the real housewives of Paris, sitting there being frenemies. Wasn't nothing legitimate about this at all, except Claudia actually was there thinking people cared about her. She the only one ain't know what the hell was going on. Everybody else had an ulterior motive for sitting there trying to smile and be happy and knowing damn well all this is fake.
After what was up with Madeline, I could feel all y'all. I could feel this, and I could feel what was up with this dinner scene.
Well, I mean, that's what happens when you make somebody like Madeline, you know what I mean, a vampire. And so now she telling all Louis business. Why don't you just tell Armand how you love him, Louis? Why are you trying to hold it back? Like, and Claudia, I told Claudia that you love her down. Well, she should know I love her down. Like, why are you in the mix? It was definitely her trying to be relevant in this scene or in this, you know, double date or whatever they want to call it. This really broke my heart for Claudia. Because you know she's on her way out and she is beaming from ear to ear like, oh, we went here and we went there and we were doing this and we're going to just be wandering.
Our garden is growing.
Everything that Claudia wants is just at her fingertips now, right? She's always wanted to travel, always wanted to see the world. Louis is not encumbered by her anymore, so she feels free. Because as much as he said she's a burden, she probably felt like a burden to Louis all this time, right? As well. And so it's like she's on the brink of her happy ending. And then that little snake gremlin Armand sachets his butt to the door, and I knew something was wrong. I knew it. When he got up and said, and Louis was like, okay, big head, don't make sure you don't get caught. And I was like, oh, here we go. All hell's about to break loose. And we saw what ensued.
And why would they have they meet and greet in Paris? Who was like, who said that? Whose idea was this?
Could y'all not have met in Brussels, baby? Couldn't have went to Belgium? Why y'all want to meet in Paris? What has Paris done for y'all but give y'all heartache and heartburn and pain and bruises and drama? Why y'all couldn't do that somewhere else? That's when I knew. So when just like you said, when Armand got up to go to the door for a smoke, baby, y'all was smoking like trains at the table. Why would you get up from a lively conversation to go to the door? And I was like, listen, if you don't pay attention to your surroundings, baby, you'll get caught up, okay? Because they wasn't paying attention. And I knew, like, you know, it's just to be honest, what I thought about was in every black movie, you know how, you know, the boy will get a scholarship and then he get gunned down. or like, you know what I'm saying? The girl will like get a scholarship to college and then she just get run over by a car. That's exactly what I felt when Claudia was smiling at the table. Because look at her little face. She looks so happy. And we already know she about to be up out of there. I don't know the manner in which she's going to be out of there. I feel like I do know, but I don't know for sure. But poor bless her heart. I felt bad for her too. And I kind of felt bad for Madeline because she just stupid. She don't know what the hell is going on. But I felt bad for Claudia for sure though, because look at her little face. She looks so sad.
She was. It was sad. It was giving Ricky in that alleyway scratching that lottery ticket. She should have been like, hey, is that Claudia? No.
Exactly.
This was a scene straight out of New Jack City. Remember that wedding?
Exactly.
Were you here for the brief that happiness that got snatched away from Claudia real quick?
I wish they would have told us, and I'm not sure if they did. I didn't catch it if they did, but I wish they would have told us how much time had passed since the turning of Madeline, so we can kind of get a vibe for how long they've been together, yada yada yada. Because Madeline still in the scene feels very much like a social climber, and I don't mess with her. When Armand went out to step away from the table to take his little smoke or whatever it is, stepped away. I was in it. I was just I was thinking, okay, well, maybe he just feels like this is the first time someone validated Louis.
Oh, please.
Louis, affections towards him. So he was like, all right, let me, take that in. I was fully into it. I was like, oh yeah, he just feeling like, oh yeah, somebody finally sees what I see in my mind, right? But how we saw Santiago starting, creeping up, I was like, I'm like, what's up? What's going on? And to find out that he was in on it the whole time, y'all.
Note to self: walk through daylight, well-lit areas we see, because she ain't gonna be watching. She ain't gonna be watching that. So you gotta be. I knew as soon as just the whole aura of Armand at that moment, it was just terrible. This entire show, all of this is very hypocritical. Everyone is guilty of something. Lestat is back in the house. Child, when they zoomed up to Lestat smoking a cigarette. What's the scream? And even though I can't stand Lestat, because he's toxic, he said, I love Lestat. Lestat is my favorite character, and I have been waiting patiently. Y'all know I've been waiting on Lestat to come back. We getting into, the theater of vampires, turning everything on its head. This is not a show for us to, entertain the humans all while eating on them. We are about to hold ourselves to task. I'm like, if we're going to do that, everybody in here deserves to be on this stage. Even when we get into Santiago, Lestat, and Armand, all of you are guilty of something. So why even just hold us to trial as if you are any better? Ashley, well, girl, what was up with you when you saw Lestat smoking that cigarette and them burlap sacks get pulled off them heads?
Baby, listen. The man said 3 minutes. Lestat said, I need 10. Because we know that he's got to get ready to talk his big we know he's about to put on a performance, and even the way he was walking to the stage, I said, look at Lestat. Look at Lestat finna show out. He finna show his entire behind, and I cannot wait because this is their one and only matinee experience at the theater. But when I saw them burlap sack over Santi's head, I said, yeah, y'all done. Y'all done. And then y'all see the way they beat my baby up though? And I'm calling Louis my baby at this moment because they didn't have to mess up his face like that. I don't like that. We know Louis big fine. And I didn't like the blood gushing from the side of his head. But
Madeline looked like she'd been had and hung up dry twice. I was like, damn, Madeline.
They roughed them up getting them there. I said, y'all vampires? What did they do? Did they drag y'all back to the theater? But yeah, I'm ready for Lestat, honey. I'm ready for Lestat and everything that comes with him in his big old chair. Oh, he finna show out, and I cannot wait.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That scene where they walked into that restaurant, and they should have knew something was up. Armand froze everybody else in that restaurant. Everybody else was froze except them right there at that table. It was like a scene out of your favorite hood movie, It even remind me. Y'all remember the download video when Mr. Biggs came in there and the scene slowed down. Exactly, came in and snatched him out that room. Let me tell you, that was some good cinematography. And what sent a slight chill down my spine is when Santiago said, "This is our first matinee. We're doing this show in the daytime." So they got some real heavy stuff planned that they said this is the first show we're gonna do in the daytime.
They finna put my girl in the sun in her yellow dress.
Right. Got her hair just looking. She just combed it out, and they got it looking a mess.
that child, because you know they've been dating. I ain't been liking Claudia Hill this season, but she they gonna put her in the sun. See, they gonna put Claudia in the sun, girl.
They everyone about to get meet their end. As Claudia and Madeline, they don't stand a chance. I feel like when I saw my baby Louis just beat up more than everybody else, that was Santiago. He hate Louis more than anyone else in the world, and he definitely gave him a couple extra punches just because, and I ain't with it. But when we saw Lestat, right, I love that he's back, because Lestat is, like I said, toxicity is the spice of life. And I love that our toxic king is back. But I do wish that we saw a little bit of that, his how he degraded after being burnt and not burnt, but ended by Louis and Claudia. Because in the movie, if you all recall, Tom Cruise, he was behind the piano. We got to see how he was looking very much, just a mess, like a zombie. And I wish that we got to see that a little bit here in this series. But Lestat is an actor, baby. He's here for the spectacle. And I think it's very much on brand of him to do it for an audience, right? To get his just desserts for an audience. So I'm here for it. I can't wait to see what happens.
And on the show.
Mm-hmm. I was missing my Statty Pooh. Okay, I hadn't seen my Statty Pooh in an episode or two, and I just need him to be everywhere all the time, because I hate who that said that. That was Chris Brown and Rihanna said, "I hate that I love you," or Neo and who
Rihanna.
that I hate that I hate that I love him, because when I tell you that boy invented the word toxic, and he is the prototype, I just love that for him, and I love that for me, because I get to watch that. Okay, I love Sam Reed's portrayal of Lestat. I think he is killing it. I'm the performances in this show have been top tier. You could tell that the people in this show are stage actors. Like, you could tell they are trained actors. Like, you didn't get them from the mall and teach them to memorize some lines. Like, they are acting. And I can't wait to see how Sam Reed's portrayal of Lestat is gonna see Louis and be like, you motherfucker, you slit my neck and left me for dead. I cannot wait. But when I saw him down there, he just looked like he was smoldering with rage. It's like my time. You know how when you getting ready to do something and you kind of preparing for the moment to say something or go somewhere or be something. He was preparing himself. That's why he was like, nah, baby, 3 minutes not gonna be enough. Y'all gonna have to stretch it. I need 10. I gotta prepare. I gotta center myself. And I can't wait to see him. I just, I usually stick to my melanated kings, you know what I'm saying? But Lestat and Daemon Targaryen, it got to be something wrong with me, because these are horrible people. They are horrible people. But when I tell you, if they came up to me, I'd be like, whatever it is you like. I would just, it would just be over for me. I love me some Statty Pooh.
Damon got ED though. And
I love it. It's not that bad. He just got to go see the Maesters. It's not that bad.
Dan Damon. I don't know it's bad.
Scrumptious in it. Black. He looked good. He looked good. I love Lestat. I cannot wait. What I can't wait for. I am not looking forward to seeing poor Armand slither and cowered in the corner as they're held to task and trial on that stage, because that's what he's going to be doing. And I'm like, not you, Mr. All Powerful, when you feel like it, when it's convenient, but right now we're going to cower in the corner and go, oh, not my man. I'm always here for Santiago and the dramatics of it all. We knew it was coming, but it's going to be really hard to see Claudia die. I don't want to see that. It's going to be absolutely terrible. Ashley, well, what you thinking coming next? What you looking for in episode 7?
Well, the trial. Listen, I am here for the cases being presented. You know, they don't have no defense or no argument. You know what I'm saying? No one's coming to their defense. So it's going to be all the prosecution. And I am here for Santi and Lestat on the stage at the same time. Oh, you know it's going to be just everything we need. Fireworks, get your popcorn. I cannot wait. I don't expect anything from the little gremlin. He'll be off somewhere crying, you know. Yeah. And, this is going to be all about Santi and Lestat. And, of course, the end of Claudia. But these are the two I'm watching next episode, Santi and Lestat.
Okay, what about you? Because we holding trial, but y'all gonna push Louis only so far. Lestat is not about to. He gonna be mad, but you're not gonna do nothing to Louis to a certain extent, and neither is Armand. So we know who's walking away here. Okay.
Oh yeah, Santiago been stacking his receipts and he is ready for this. He said, I got all the evidence I need. Everybody on this stage about to be guilty. I've been collecting receipts, so can't nobody argue with me. Lestat is like, I came to put on the show, so I don't care nothing about nothing else. Y'all gonna see how fabulous I am after you tried to take me down. I'm still gonna prove to y'all how I used to run this theater here. And Armand is just going to sit back right now because his plan is coming to fruition. So he can't really be excited about that it's coming to fruition. So he just going to sit back and, not do too much because he can't give away, his mastermind. He can't give it away.
I can't wait to see the extent of what takes place. And I'm going to be like, Louis, you stayed after that? I can't wait.
He's guilty too because he put Claudia in that situation.
No, I know that.
Him
that was me. See, she loves some Louis. See, he stayed after all of this that's about to transpire in episode 7. See what you waiting on. What you looking for episode 7?
Like I said, Claudia wanted to stay there. So I got but this much sympathy for her with this whole situation because she did not want to leave, child. And when it comes to look at my baby Louis. Look at my baby Louis just beat up, all kinds of messed up.
He's been through worse. He all right.
But when it comes to Santiago and Lestat, like y'all was saying, I want to see how they interact together because they are both very much giving main character energy. But I feel like Santiago may bend the knee, if you will, to Lestat because Lestat ain't about to have nobody out here divaing him on the stage. And for Santiago, Armand isn't given that alpha energy that he wants to bend the knee to. I feel like he might bend the knee to Lestat. So I want to see how that works. But yeah, I'm excited for episode 7.
L.
I think, I'm just excited to see Statty Pooh coming in with this my house energy. You know what I mean? Like I created this. So everybody in here needs to bend the knee and kiss the ring kind of attitude about it. And I think that, I obviously we know Louis is going to be safe. Obviously we know that, obviously. But I just can't wait to see the slick stuff that comes with him being safe. Like, how are they going to maneuver this whole situation? How is Louis going to get up out of there? How is that going to happen? And then what happens to, I'm not a book reader, so what happens to Lestat after this? I don't want Lestat to go no place. I need him to be in every episode in some capacity. If he got to have a spinoff where they show him moving into a new mansion or something, I don't know. I don't care. I just want him to go, to be in all the episodes from this point forward. But everybody on the screen, I already know is going to serve me up exactly what I'm looking for. They're going to knock my head between the washer and the dryer, and I'm just going to be ready for it. Like, I'm excited about it. I already know. I know Santiago, though, he's going to get Santiago's monologues when he's on the stage. Baby, chef's kiss. Like, he just don't miss. I don't know. I can't remember the actor's name off the top of my head, but he is doing a phenomenal job as Santiago as well. And when he got a wig on, you know what I'm saying? I already know that if he put a wig on and he's on a stage, look, he got sheer sleeves and a leather vest on.
He's ready to read.
He about to eat y'all up.
George Washington.
I can't wait.
The chat said Ben Daniels.
Ben Daniels. There you go. Ben Daniels, baby, with that leather and that lace and that wig on is about to eat the girls up, and I can't wait to see it.
It is. You're welcome to this. He's gonna put all the dramatics on in that hat, and it's just gonna be absolutely everything, y'all. After that, we got one more episode. What else gonna do? I just don't know. How I'm supposed to make it? I don't watch nothing else. But y'all, we have consistently had just about 250 people here in this live. We have all these lovely ladies here on this panel, including myself, for y'all to engage in and partake with. I'm gonna say thank you to y'all one more time, and then we're gonna come back and let everybody know what you guys are doing on your channels and where they need to come and find you. Let me see. Here we go.
Look, I'm a star, got these he say he hungry to the kitchen. Yeah, that's my dog, he gon' sit down and listen. Call him a trick and he don't get a hold. Star got these he say he hungry to the kitchen. Yeah, that's my dog, he gon' sit down and listen. Call him a trick and he don't get offended. He know he giving his money to make it. He know it's very expensive to date me. Told him go put my name on that account because when I need money, I ain't tryna holler. He know he giving his money to make it. He know it's very expensive to date me. Told him go put my name on that account because when I need money, I ain't tryna wait. I can be weak, no. You can't touch this, ayy. I do real shit, my money thick, ayy. Walk with a limp, I'm on some pimp shit, ayy. He say you all about money, yeah. I'm on that cash, I'm in my bag, I'm on your ass, I'm in that new shit. You on that last year, I do pimp shit, I'm on simp shit, ayy. He say you.
Shout out to Lou. He thought he was pimping this episode, and he absolutely was not. Actually, with my sweet perspective, I am going to come to you first to let the people know what you have going on next and where they can come to find and support you.
Absolutely. Hey, y'all. Thank y'all for coming in and showing up and showing out. And to all the converts who started watching the show because of these lives, thank y'all too. But no, on the channel, House of the Dragon. Okay. If you did not know, I am covering it. Kay, honey, the real horror and hooch podcast, as well as some special guests. We are doing lives every Monday night for House of the Dragon. And we'll be back here Friday to talk The Boys. I'm also releasing my part 2 of season 3 of Bridgerton. So just subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know everything that's going on.
Once again, y'all, everybody's channel link will be below in the chat. And this is what Ashley's Sweet Perspective looks like. So go over there and support her. I swear she drops a video every single day. It feels like. I might be wrong, but that's where we at right now. Let's see. Watch with me, LB. I am going to come to you next to let the people know what's going on next and where they need to come over to support you. Go ahead, L.
Thank you, my girl. So I'm Watch With Me, LB, and I would really appreciate it if you checked out my channel. I'm currently covering Interview with a Vampire. I'm also doing House of the Dragons. It's so messy, and I love it so much. I'm having so much fun with that. I'm going to start covering The Bear, which drops on the 27th of this month. So I have a busy month ahead, a busy summer ahead. Really appreciative of Tyra and the panel for interacting with me tonight. It's been a blast. Everybody on the panel has been so great. But if you would go over to my channel, please subscribe if you haven't, and hit the bell so you can know when I drop all my stuff. I'm really having a great time, and I've built a great community over there. So if you want to be a part of my community, my cousins, don't forget to subscribe and hit me up in the chat.
Y'all definitely get on over there. Elle is funny as hell. If y'all don't get over there, Elle is hilarious. I love Elle's channel. You guys get over there and support her. Once again, this is what her channel looks like, and everybody's links and all that good stuff will be there. As soon as this is over, just go subscribe if you have not already, because everybody on this panel is giving grade A top tier content. C, I am going to come to you next to let the people know why you so superior, girl. Go ahead, C.
All right, y'all. So see the superior on all platforms. You can check me out on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. If you hit me up on Instagram, this Sunday I'm going to be doing another UPR battles where we debate which fictional character would win in a fight. Mario is one character. So if you want to vote and let us know who you want Mario's opponent to be, check out my stories. Again, that's going to be live on Instagram Live this Sunday. Also, you can check me out on YouTube. You know, I'm dropping shorts. I'm giving y'all the contents. So check me out on there. See the superior. And yeah, thanks so much. Love you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. This is what See the Superior's channel looks like. Y'all go over there and be cute and get my girl to that 300, 500 subscribers mark. We trying to get to 1,000. Why y'all playing on her top? Stop acting like Armand. Thank you. Thank you so much, C. Thank you. And definitely last but not least, I'm going to come over here to good old Kay with that Horror and Hooch podcast and the books because she read them. Go ahead, Kay, and let the people know where they need to go to support you.
Y'all go ahead and hit that subscribe button right here, the fifth wall. Hit subscribe. For all those that always say, I need something to watch. What can I watch? If you like horror, we are reviewing new horror, old school, throwback horror. We have all the reviews on our channel. If you need something to watch in the horror realm, click that subscribe button. If you need something to watch within the superhero comic book realm, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have X-Men 97, The Boys, Evil, House of Dragon, Interview with the Vampire. We got some other shorts going on. So just come on and hit that subscribe button. We got a lot going on the channel. And again, if you need something to watch, you need to be over here.
Kay said, get your ass.
I don't want to hear what do I need to watch. Come on over there. I'm going to help you.
Once again, just like Miss C the Superior, Kay is working hard and striving, trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. So if you guys could kindly get over there and support her in doing that, that would be absolutely awesome. Keeping it quick, y'all, as far as myself, be on the lookout for us recapping The Boys this Friday. Be on the lookout for Book of Eli Monday. Sunday. Be on the lookout for what is it? Strictly Business. I think that Thursday, and then that following Saturday, be on the lookout for Ray. The content is coming, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm trying. Be cute and I'll pull up if you want to. I'm gonna come find you because y'all know I don't like that. Be working hard over here. Y'all be sweating and y'all gonna come on and support all of the things that all of us have coming. Once again, you guys have been awesome. We will definitely be back for episode. Y'all, we're gonna have one episode. I just can't believe it. It feels like it flew by so fast. Anything else, ladies, before we get out of here?
Thank you for hosting.
Ashley always on mute over there.
Thanks for the dance breaks, girl. Thanks for always hosting. Thanks for the slides. You know, we appreciate you.
I do what I can. And y'all be on the lookout for us recapping the finale episode. We are all planning to dress up as a character from the show. I'm gonna be Lestat because I'm Lestat.
Wait, what y'all doing? Y'all cosplaying?
Yeah, we'll be on the lookout for that. We will be cosplaying.
I want to be down. I want to cosplay.
Hey. Well, which character would you like to be? Because we can never have too many Lestats. See, I was gonna bring it to you once we got off of here. Anybody who want to come along and join
Claudia. I'm Claudia down on this one.
I feel like I want to be Armand because he ain't shit, but he look like.
Y'all already know I got Armand Hive on lock. Y'all already know I'm coming in with Armand.
Oh, we need two Armand. Somebody got to be the nurse, and the other Armand got to be the gremlin.
I'll be the gremlin. I'll be that.
That's exactly what we have to do. But yet again, something else for you guys to look forward to. We will be back next week for the next episode, and y'all make sure to return and support us. Good night, y'all.
Bye.